Okay, when you think of the greatest shooter in basketball history, I mean, who comes to mind?
Yeah.
It's one name, right?
It has to be.
Steph Curry. And you immediately picture the highlights. I know I do. You see these 28-foot pull-ups in transition.
The half-court heaves that look like free throws.
Exactly. The jumpers that just,
Yeah.
they defy physics. You know they're going in before they even leave his fingertips. He completely changed the game.
He changed the geometry of the floor. Coaches literally had to throw out their playbooks because of him.
That part we all agree on. That's the gospel.
Huh.
But what if I told you that the most devastating part of his game isn't actually the shot? It's everything that happens before the shot.
Right. It's the mechanism he uses to guarantee that if he's not the one shooting, someone else on his team is getting a look that's just as good, if not at the same time. He's not just a player, he's a puppet master. He uses the defense's absolute fear of his jumper to dictate what happens next.
And that's what makes this so perfect for a deep dive right now. Because even this past season, the 2024-2025 season, everyone was focused on him hitting 311 threes, an incredible number.
As they should be.
For sure. But while that was happening, he was also averaging a cool 6.0 assists per game, and that number, it just doesn't do justice to his real impact as a facilitator.
It really doesn't.
So that's our mission for today. We're going beyond the box score. We're going to look at the geometry, the psychological games, the pure deception that leads to one specific play, a play that we think unlocks everything.
We're calling it Curry's perfect assist sets up a spectacular Moody 3.
That one play is our Rosetta Stone for this whole season.
It really is. It's a calculated chain reaction.
Yeah.
And our goal here is to break down every tiny decision, every single foot placement, every eye movement that makes that open shot happen. To understand how he creates something so lethal out of, well, what looks like thin air.
Okay, let's unpack.
Let's do it.
So, to really get Curry the playmaker, we have to start with the foundation of his whole game.
Yeah.
The word we hear all the time about so, look, if we start LeBron has gravity, Curry's have been such
reacting to the ball
because,
anymore.
frankly,
They're reacting
based
to the
on what we've
possibility
seen,
of where number
we know
30 might
exactly
shoot
why
from.
Steph
And that
Curry left
changes
on
everything.
I think
just
the
have to
biggest
keep the
opportunity
phone.
here
Isn't
isn't just about repeating what happened, but really maximizing the dramatic contrast to the whole situation.
The defensive schemes against him.
It's the gap between the promise of this lifetime deal and get this piece of this level. The rest of the business
Absolutely. Right now, the material conditions the determination of its justice in the reality. The fact that there is the shockwave, the financial and contractual shockwave that happens so fast. And we have to emphasize the gravity.
He sees it as a resource.
This wasn't
that
a
we're using
a
it.
mutual parting. This was
It's
a
the
corporate
highest form
decision.
of
But hold on, I mean,
jujitsu.
athletes and brands separate all the time, don't they?
Well, the defense
Isn't this
is
just the
giving him
cost
all
of
this
doing business when a
force, right?
company
They're
is struggling?
overcommitting,
Not like
sending
this.
two bodies,
Not when the ink is
panicking.
barely dry
He
on a
doesn't push
lifetime
back
deal
against
with a
that force.
$75
He
million
just
stock grant.
redirects their
No.
own momentum
The
and
whole
energy
focus needs to be
create the advantage
recalibrated
somewhere else
around
on
that
the floor. He says
insane
they're panning
timeline.
against that.
It's like a magic
2023
trick.
promised
It
forever.
really is.
And 2025, delivering divorce papers.
Yes, and we use that dissonance to show the real scale of Under Armour's financial distress.
So, okay, step one has to be highlighting those specific financials. That lifetime deal worth over $200 million with the $75 million stock grant being the anchor.
Yes,
Waiting
and
for that
then
1
we need to
microsecond where
contrast that
gravity has
investment
pulled
with the
defenders
financial
completely
hemorrhage
out
that
of
was
position.
happening.
Someone
The
else.
stock is down 54% in the last year. The restructuring plan is now going to cost $225 million.
And the documents say it's
So simply,
they
Curry
decided to bring the
ball
ball
to
back,
wing,
and his
career
brand
to
has
decline.
become an
And his defender is
expensive
more
and unprofitable
Blue to his hip,
distraction.
An
absolutely
expensive
terrified of the
distraction.
pull-up three.
It's a
The second he gets near that mark, he's
story.
trapped.
It forces the reader to really grapple with the size of the corporate failure, not just the celebrity we earn.
Yeah,
Head
you're
out
right.
And you
hard,
have to turn that
cut off
into a
any
question
potential
for the audience to pull them in.
So now you have
Something
it.
like,
Two defenders,
was this
fully
lifetime
committed
deal
to Steph
always
Curry,
built on
and look
shaky
where they are on the
foundations?
floor. They're standing,
Or did the
what,
stock
28
drop
feet
just
away from
make
the
that
basket.
$75
We have to
million
pause.
price tag
That's the critical
instantly
moment.
impossible to carry?
He hasn't
That
shot.
leads us
He hasn't
perfectly
passed.
into the second
He hasn't
major
even made an
point, which is
aggressive
the
move yet.
why
The
behind
game's
the
already
money.
won.
The numbers
The profound cultural
because
failure.
those two guys are nuts.
So the
That
documents
means
do a good job identifying Under Armour's bad marketing and,
he manufactured
let's say,
a
questionable aesthetics.
That is the definition.
The analysis needs to synthesize all that and create one big idea. This was a historic
But the
execution
defense,
stop.
they think they're okay for a second. They think
Right
we
now,
gotta
the
crash
critique of Hilo is that it's scattered. It has all these great
Right.
quotes, botch pattern stacks, uninspiring
So
designs,
subtle. It's almost
failing to
visible.
capitalize on things like the purple flow tropes and night shirts.
And instead of picking up his dribble, he
It
uses
is, but
this
it doesn't tie them all
this
together
tiny
under
little
one
hesitation.
conclusion about the
It's not a
brand's
crossover.
total
It's not a big move. It's just
So we need a symbol, one single devastating
It's designed to do
symbol
one
for
thing.
that failure.
freeze those
represents
defenders
that
that have converged on it. It makes them freeze.
It has to be
Okay,
the
here comes the
2016
crossover.
Steph
Here
Curry
comes the
2.
step back
It
shot.
just has to be
For just a
the
split
single most
second, they
mocked
stop moving
sneaker in
forward.
internet
They
history.
hesitate.
And in
That's
that
your
tiny
metaphor.
moment of
Oh, I
hesitation, the
remember
whole
those.
play
The
unfolds.
internet
Chain
had an
reaction.
absolute
Draymond Green has an incredible
Contrast that
basketball.
aesthetic disaster
That
with the fact that these shoes were actually great
Now the
performance.
defense has a
The Curry
massive
4,
problem.
the
A new problem.
They were solid shoes.
right. So the weakness was your
Because the side defender, the guy who was supposed to be
failure to
to
gain
help or
cultural
stick to
mark.
his man in the corner. He now
That
has to
is
make
the
his impossible
strategic
choice.
gap.
He is
You should
forced
quote
to
that
slide
line from the
down
analysis
soccer
that says
on.
UA thought it was making athletic
has
movement
no choice.
when it should have
And
been
there
making
it is.
art.
That's incredible.
And then you back that up
The
with
moment
all
that
the other
weak side
frustration,
defender
the
commits
fact
to
that fans
stopping
couldn't buy a simple
He is
black Curry
completely
logo cap
abandoned the
anymore,
player
the
he was.
delayed championship,
And here's that
and then the final
waiting
nail in the
patiently
coffin.
over there.
Because the seconds of free
As we know from the
in
data,
warm-ups when Nike focuses
very
on the
solid
season,
defensive
the
effort.
optics of that are just powerful.
That
And now
instant
he's
switch
on
says
he's
everything,
all alone
doesn't
on
it?
the line.
It's like a silent but kind of cultural product. His own
No,
color.
it's incredibly difficult. By drawing that trap out at
speaks
28
volumes.
feet,
And it forces
Curry
you
has
to ask
basically
big
created
questions. If a generation
Dynamic
universally beloved icon like Steph Curry can't build it with Under Armour, does that mean the superhero is now a full system, totally dominated by mainstream
And that question, that monumental failure, it perfectly says the stage. So the material has this top 5 sticker rate of 30. It's informative, but it lacks strategic play.
Yeah, it's just a list right now. Reebok, Jordan, Nike, Google, it doesn't really the things that you know he
So, okay, that's how
We're
we
talking Lions or Anthem. This is the power level. It's him mirroring what Dwayne Wade did with Way of Wade, or what Kyrie did when he went to Anthem to a creative officer.
And this is all about the Asian
NBA
market,
bread and
which
butter.
the material
Every team
says
runs
he's
it 100
already
times a
wildly
game.
popular in.
But
It's a
Steph
massive
Curry
expansion
is the guy with the
opportunity with
ball,
full
and he has a
control.
screener with high
Focusing on
IQ,
Asia
like
gives him
Draymond Green.
control, yeah. But does he really want the operational headache of building a brand from scratch again? Especially right after the Under Armour mess?
That's the risk reward, right?
They know when
That's
Curry
what
crosses that
the
screen, it's like
With the Asian partners, he gets paid for the control.
And they have to make a decision in a
Then you wait ever
The crazy part is
Yes,
every
it takes a
single
lot
option
of
they have,
It's a move.
break down the back.
Is it understanding the okay, the level that's short one. That one is, I don't know,
the option
small.
most traditional cover, drop down.
So we
The big
bring
risk part is creating a safe back
Exactly.
but that's a
You
risk.
may say it feels gives me the player
Gives
who
him
is
acres of space to just calm that screen and pull up for a while, or maybe like
Strengthen that section by analyzing it, taking on that. Is worth it.
That's a bad idea.
the switch. This is what a lot of modern teams do. Big, Curry.
They never sound okay, but in reality,
In reality,
and then
probably the slowest defender on a
What's the question?
something like, given that Curry is now independent, do you think he'll see the later in the team?
flash.
Or will he aim for full control and manufacturing?
that is bad.
That's excellent. That brings
That
it all
leads off
together.
to
I mean, you have a
The one we saw
tremendously
most
strong
teams use
foundation
against him
in
in
this
the
document.
2024-2025
It just needs that final
It's
layer
the
of
nuclear option.
analytical polish
trap.
and,
Playing the
and
trap.
dramatic
Commit two
framing.
defenders to the ball.
So to summarize, actionably, you said the material needs to dramatically heighten the shock value of that prototype.
play we broke down. The 4-on-3 advantage is created instantly.
Instantly. But this time it's in the middle of the floor, which might be even more dangerous. Draymond catches the ball with a head of steam, and he's basically the quarterback of a 4-on-3 fast break in the half court.
And the pass from Curry to get it to him. It's another one of those high-difficulty plays, a little pocket pass or a soft toss right over the top of the two defenders trying to swallow him up.
And he makes it look easy. Now Green has the ball, he's moving downhill, and the defense is in a full-blown scramble.
They're completely broken. And that same weak side corner defender, well, what does he have to do now?
He has no choice. He has to collapse into the paint. He has to leave his man to stop Draymond from getting a dunk.
And waiting in that corner, once again,
is Moses Moody, who, as we said, seems to have developed a sixth sense for this. He knows that when Draymond gets the ball on the short roll, his job is to be ready in that corner.
Green, who is a brilliant playmaker himself, hits him with a perfect pass.
And Moody catches it in rhythm, feet set, nobody within 10 feet of him. It's another practice shot in the middle of a game.
Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. Let's look at the box score for that play.
Right.
The box score is going to say, Moody three-pointer, assist by Green.
And Green deserves that assist. He made the right read and the perfect pass.
Absolutely. But the real reason that shot was even possible, the entire advantage, the defensive collapse, that all started with Curry.
Precisely. That is the gravity assist. It doesn't show up on his stat line. There's no official credit for it. But the only reason that open shot exists is because Curry's threat was so immense that it forced two defenders to abandon their principles. And he made the right pass to initiate that 4-on-3 chain reaction.
He's the catalyst. Without him inviting that chaos, the credited assist never, ever happens.
It just shows how limited stats can be, you know? You can't quantify the fear he creates. You can't put a number on a defensive breakdown that happens 30 feet from the hoop just because a guy might shoot.
That's why you have to watch the game. You have to see the whole floor, not just the ball.
100%.
We're going to break down one more play, maybe the most spectacular assist of the entire season. But first, if you're enjoying this deep dive into the art of the pass, so we've seen him use his gravity in a set play, the pick and roll, and in an isolation attack.
Right.
But what happens when there's no structure?
What happens in pure chaos? Having the audacity to try something that no one else would.
And that brings us to case study 3.
Here.
Let's set the scene. The Warriors get a defensive rebound. They push the ball up the court. Curry gets the outlet pass.
And he's not just sprinting full speed. He's moving at this controlled, probing pace. He's scanning the floor, processing information at an incredible speed.
He can see the defense is in disarray. They're pointing at each other, shouting out matchups, trying to get organized.
This is a defense at its most vulnerable. They have conflicting priorities. Do I stop the ball? Do I protect the rim? Or do I find Steph Curry no matter what?
And that hesitation, that conflict, he's ball watching.
He's completely hypnotized by the gravity. He's frozen, and you can almost hear the questions running through his head. Is he about to pull up for a jumper? Is he going to the rim?
And that momentary freeze is everything.
Running the floor and filling the empty space on the left wing behind him.
It's a trust built on thousands of hours. Curry throws to a spot, trusting Moody will be there.
And then comes the pass, the execution. Just when the entire defense expects a shot or for him to gather the ball for a layup, he does the unthinkable.
A no look, behind the back, tap.
A perfectly weighted tap that goes backward over his own shoulder to a precise spot on the floor.
He's not passing to a player. He's passing to a spot where he knows a player's going to be.
That's the genius of the timing. The trust involved in that is just off the charts. Moody doesn't even have to break stride. He just runs right into the path of the ball, catches it in his shooting motion.
What does that do to his defense?
Breaks their rhythm. It really does. The ball watches the defense is frozen. It's now shot. Look at the sweat.
Pass is so unexpected. He's controlling the eyes and the minds of 5 professional defenders at the same time, all while moving at full speed. He doesn't even need to look to know what openings his gravity has created.
He just knows.
Incredible. And that leads me to a question for you all listening. We've talked a lot about his passing. So what do you think is the most underrated part of Steph Curry's game? Is it his passing? Is it relentless off-ball movement? Or is it something else entirely, like his surprising breakdown? So we've broken down 3 plays, 3 passes. Where does that leave?
Exactly. He doesn't see pressure as an obstacle. He sees it as the lever he needs to pull to create that 4-on-3 advantage somewhere else. It's basketball gold, and he creates it on demand.
So let's recap those 3 patterns we saw, because they all come from that one source, his gravity.
Go for it.
First, we saw him use it in isolation, forcing 2 defenders to commit way out on the perimeter, manufacturing that 4-on-3 before he even makes a pass.
Second, we saw him twist the most common play in basketball, the pick and roll, into a defensive nightmare. He forces the trap, which leads to the short roll, which leads to the open shot, and we identified the gravity assist as the hidden play that makes it all work.
And third, pure artistry, delivering these impossible passes like the no-look pass in the middle of chaos, just by reading the defensive mechanics and trusting his teammates.
And that point about teammates is so crucial. A player like Moses Moody thrives in this system. He shot 37.4% from three, but he's able to do that because he knows he has to be at all times. Because Curry's gravity guarantees that an open shot will materialize out of nowhere. If he's not ready for the ball, if he hesitates for even a second, that window's gone.
So the assist in their system isn't just a pass from one player to another, it's the final step.
It's the culmination of a process that started the second Steph Curry crossed half court. He doesn't just play the game, he presents the defense with a puzzle that has no right answer.
A paradox.
A total paradox. Guard him one-on-one and he'll score 40. Double team him, and someone else gets a wide-open, high-efficiency shot that was created by his gravity. There's no way to win.
And I think that's the main idea to take away from this deep dive. The box score, those 3 and 11 made threes, it's an amazing story. But it's not the whole story. If you only watch the greatest shooter of all time, you're missing the master plan hiding in plain sight.
That's the full picture, the flash of the shot and the foundation of the pass. You need both to understand his strength.
So after all that, what stands out to you? Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the mind-bending geometry and pure deception of Steph Curry's playmaking masterclass.
It was a fun one to break down. Next time you're watching him play, try this. Take your eyes off the first session. Watch the other 9 players on the floor. Watch how the 5 defenders react to his every move, even when he's just standing still.
Look for that gravity assist.
Look for the pass that starts the chain reaction, because that's the hidden engine of the whole offense.
We will be back